Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I was just cutting down actually my presentation to make it a little bit more accessible so we can have some conversation. So I'm going to share my screen and then share my presentation so that to make sure that we can all see it. So can we see the slides now?
You are good.
Yes.
Great. Well, so really what I wanted to do is I just wanted to provide a quick overview of what the Age-Friendly University Global Network is, and then hopefully we can have some discussions about questions that you may have. So I use kind of two terms. We're going to use kind of two terms throughout this that I just wanted to define, which really is that an age-friendly university is an institution of higher education who has endorsed the 10 principles of an age-friendly university. And we'll talk about those. And the Age-Friendly University Global Network is the global network of age-friendly universities that exist internationally. Often when I'm talking, I talk about the Age-Friendly University Global Network because that's kind of the organizing body. Many of you mentioned that you're in communities or with health centers, so you may be familiar with groups such as Age-Friendly Cities and Communities and Age-Friendly Health Centers. And we all actually work together to kind of coalesce our efforts to improve the health of older adults and create more inclusive environments. And like I said, I'm going to be running through this kind of quickly just so that we can have time for questions. But as a way of background, the Age-Friendly University movement really started in 2012 in Dublin and out of Ireland at Dublin City University, where they convened an international working group to really focus on the unique contributions that universities could make to our aging and older adult population. And part of this actually stemmed from the launch of age-friendly cities and age-friendly cities and communities in 2006. In Ireland, Ireland is really one of the groups in the forefront of a lot of some of these developments. And one of the things they realize is that there's a lot of opportunities for universities to be engaged in these age-friendly movements, particularly with engagement in age-friendly cities. And that's something that we kind of consistently saw, and we can talk a little bit more about how that's actually played out globally. The main thing I would say is, really from over the last 12 years, it's grown from 1 member to 115 members, and that's all without really any promotion activity on our behalf. So we're excited to continue the growth and the movement. Arizona State University and the University of Strathclyde in Scotland and Dublin City University founded the network together, and it was based at Dublin City University for the first 11 years, but has recently relocated to Arizona State University as we shore up its governance and realize that it's really something more than it's really something more than just the 3 university partners and people that we're working with. It has really evolved quite naturally into this very large movement. We do structure our activities around the 10 principles of an age-friendly university. And these are activities that really focus on the contributions that universities and institutes of higher education can make to their communities, really looking at the two-way kind of bi-directional communication and engagement. The first principle really sums up the rest, but it's really to encourage the participation of older and aging adults in the core activities of the university, including our educational and research programs. We also look at the fact that there is a need for individuals who are interested in second careers and additional training, that we recognize that there's a range of educational needs that individuals want. Some individuals may want to return to higher education to access a new degree or to get a degree for the first time. Some may be interested in lifelong learning and some continuing education. We know that intergenerational learning and collaboration is important. One of the things that we often talk about is how we begin to revise and rethink these, because 10 years ago, people were not thinking about online educational opportunities for older adults. And yet post-COVID, we've really been able to develop a lot of great resources. We also want to ensure that the research agenda of universities is really driven by the community and able to be informed by the community, that we're able to understand more about the longevity dividend and what that means for our societies, particularly, as many of you know, in the United States, as we get closer and closer to that magical 2030 year when we have more old individuals over age 50 than under age 5, particularly as we look at what that means for universities as the number of potential students rapidly declines. We want to engage with the university's own retired community. It's not enough just to do things, you also to do for the broad community, but think about the individuals engaged and the faculty engaged there, and to ensure that we have an ongoing dialogue. And the way that this works out between each university and the focus of each university in their activities can vary. I often say that the University of Strathclyde has taken a very community-centric lifelong learning approach. They operate a lifelong learning center that offers these amazing large-scale classes, but also intergenerational opportunities that bring people together. Here at Arizona State, we've really focused on the engagement of our retired community, lifelong learning, as well as research. Other institutions have focused on things such as how they can develop these bidirectional partnerships. University of Utah, for example, has focused on how they can be both an age-friendly university and an age-friendly health system, and what that means with the interplay between their degree programs. I've talked a little bit about this. I will say that, we do also have regional leads. Currently, Arizona State is the regional lead for North America. As we kind of finish this transition year, we'll be looking to bring someone on as that. But we also have regional, we have regional leads in Asia, Oceania, South America, and Europe who really focus on bringing those groups together and to developing unique opportunities that are regional focused. So here in the North American region, we, along the United States institutions, as well as Canadian and some Mexican institutions, often get together to talk about how can we advance things, what are common themes that are going on, how can we co-brand opportunities. And we have been able to do quite a lot of that, recognizing the strength of each institution, but also what each institution can bring in terms of expertise, speakers, activities, what we can learn from one another. We do operate on a secretariat model, which is based at Arizona State, with the regional leads really providing the like-minded engagement or the opportunity to engage with one another. And then, of course, as a global network, we all do things that are available to everyone in each region. So we're not entirely closed off. We're not, closed off. I don't want it to sound like that with the regions, but we did realize that, there's a lot of regional collaboration, a lot of regional opportunity for individuals experiencing the same things, that the experience of an institution in Australia with aging is a little bit different than one in Brazil. So how can we understand that more? To join the network, it's a process of endorsing the 10 print. We call it, we don't really call it, it's not that you're necessarily applying, even though there is an application. It's really a process of endorsing the 10 principles. Because one of the things that's important to us is that we recognize that institutions come at this at different places, and that institutions are resourced differently. So I like to say it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, but then someone pointed out to me once that, step 1 really is like a 1A and 1B. So we'll do with that what we want. But really the first step is to develop an age-friendly university working group, and to really identify who's your age-friendly university champions. And these individuals will be the ones that kind of help navigate through the process. And we do have handbooks to assist with all this. One of the things that this group, we encourage them to do is to really identify what's going on at the university. One of the most common things that we find when we talk to institutions, and even when institutions reach out, is that within the university or within the university system, because I think that's important too, to note that the University of California system and University of Massachusetts system actually came through as systems. And we're seeing that more with Tennessee and Pennsylvania currently doing that as well, that a lot of people don't know what's happening at their own university. And that's why this kind of event excited me so much, because it's important to know what's happening at your university and your partner universities. So one of the things we really recommend is people first kind of do a brief assessment and identify what's happening. That also leads into how you can kind of complete the report. One of the most critical aspects of it is that, you do gain institutional support and endorsement. It's a requirement that the institutional administration agrees to the process, whether that be the chancellor president. We do require a signed letter to say that there is institutional support. Critically, universities go through the process, not departments or schools. Some institutions take it a step farther, and they actually take it to their faculty senate, their staff senate, their dean's council, their board of governors. But we only really require a statement of endorsement from the president, chancellor, provost, whoever may be the highest at your institution. And then there is an age-friendly application that really just collects some base information. We do ask for evidence, particularly of what you're doing or what you may be doing, because one of the things that's important to us is that this is really a process to create more inclusive environments, and institutions might not have activities going on. So we really only request that you identify 2 of the principles that you're focusing on, 1 or 2 that you might want to focus on, and then a principle for quality improvement for the 5-year review cycle. We offer support, so I encourage you to visit our website for additional information, afugn.org. And as a member, you do get access to resources, including a listserv, a regular newsletter that we also encourage others to sign up. We have promotional materials, regional lead activities. We also have word mark and style guides. Many universities include the fact they're an age-friendly university on their website and some marketing materials. We continue to focus on engagement as well, including providing member minute email of activities of what's going on in the network, regional activities and events. Some of you may have attended the event at University of Colorado Springs that was last Monday. That was a virtual event on ageism in politics. And what does it mean? What do we mean when we say someone's too old to be president? So those are the kind of events that we have. We also are developing policy statements and best practices. And these are really tools that universities that maybe are moving in this direction can think about engaging. So an example of a request that we've recently received is, what are other members in the network doing about faculty email access post-retirement? What about faculty being able to access emails of the library post-retirement? Or, as the case might be, we're doing these lifelong learning opportunities, but we're not actually reaching the community we want to, because this marginalized or underrepresented community is not participating. How are other people able to deliver these offerings? And we also do university profiles. It's a wonderful networking opportunity that really, I think, can also assist in advancing collaboration and advancing research with one another. Of course, these are all part of the broad age-friendly ecosystem, which consists of age-friendly cities and communities from AARP, age-friendly public health from the Trust for America's Health, age-friendly universities out of our group, and age-friendly health systems out of the age-friendly health systems movement. We really do aim to assist in supporting universities to promote positive and active aging. That's kind of been our guide since we were established 12 years ago. And we're really excited about the growth that we're having. I'll share that in the last 7 months, about 18 universities have joined, and there's about 23 universities currently somewhere in the process that we know about. I say that we know about because, telling us you're going through the process actually isn't a requirement. Maybe it should be, because we will receive applications from institutions we had no idea were actively going through it and have established activities. But I will say that we're always here to help institutions that are going through it and to help them kind of work through the process. It's not meant to be a complicated process, and it's not meant to be a process that slows you down. How I really think about it is that it's a process that initially, in the first go around, is meant to bring an institution together and really think about, what are we doing? How are we working with our older adult population, our aging population, our alumni, our own faculty? What are the connections we have between the research that we're doing, in social work, and the work that we're doing in diversity, equity, and inclusion, or the work that we're doing in public health and nursing? And how can we work together to really leverage our assets to not only, in this case, not only within our own university, but across universities and across our partners. The University of Massachusetts system, I pick on them a little bit because I've been talking with them. One of the things that they've really done well, I think, is coming through as a system is that they work together to say, all right, the University of Massachusetts at Boston has a PhD in gerontology. We don't have that at Amherst. How can we work together on research? How can we share resources? The University of California system, very similar. UCLA has a lot more resources than some of the other partner institutions. How can they work together? Colorado, very similar. They're a little bit closer together, but what are the joint events that we can have? And so I would just say, please reach out to me. Please reach out to the network if you have questions or you want to learn more about this. I know that there's some exciting work going on, but with that, I really just kind of was hoping we could have a discussion, Lauren, or I can answer questions, or you can talk amongst yourselves and I can sit here, whatever really works for everyone. So I'm going to stop sharing.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Erin. That was so helpful. I'll just open up. Does anyone have any questions specifically that Erin might, well, will definitely be able to answer? And I can speak to a little bit about my hopes and dreams with AFU at Rutgers.